I'm Carol Angela Davis coming to you via Skype. Today is Thursday. It's July 16th, 2011. Thanks so much for joining me for your daily news. We're going to begin today with some news of Representative Anthony Weiner. You know, the Democrat from New York. We all know about him by now. Well, he's resigning. That is the word. He is resigning. The decision, of course, coming after pressure from Republicans and from his own party, including most of the House Democratic leadership. We should tell you that Weiner has been embroiled in controversy, as you know, since admitting that he accidentally sent a lewd picture of himself to a woman in Seattle over Twitter. Weiner initially saying his Twitter account had been hacked, and that he did not, of course, admit that he was the one that sent the photo for a week, and now he's resigning, so we'll see what happens there. Also, in other news, we're going to go to Georgia, where what a novel idea. Georgia's new law, of course, goes into effect. It cracks down on illegal immigration. So now the state's governor is proposing a labor solution for local farmers, growers. They are worried about labor shortages. They want, because of the illegal immigration, because they're not going to be able to hire the illegals, now they've got all these jobs open. So what the governor is suggesting is that the growers hire people who are on criminal probation. What a great idea. What a great idea. Comes from a Republican governor, not my party of choice, but a good idea is a good idea. Listen to this. Governor Nathan Deal has asked the state's agriculture and corrections commissioners to connect unemployed probationers with Georgia farms. Now, apparently, this is such a wonderful idea. Apparently, there are about 11,000 positions available on those Georgia farms, about 25% of the 8,000 probationers in southwest Georgia. This is where most of those farms are located. Are unemployed. So this week, several farms are scheduled to begin a pilot program there. They're going to test out Deal's proposal. One grower, though, he says he has 3 young children. He doesn't want probationers working on his farm. He says, and I quote, "I don't want bad people around my youngins," unquote. Okay, let's just talk about this now. Okay, listen, folks. We're not going to employ people who are in the country illegally before we employ American citizens. Okay, here's the deal. One thing about illegal immigrants who are here, we don't know where they came from, okay? We don't know what their criminal history was in their own country. I mean, the Obama administration is deporting any illegal that they find that has a criminal record. They're out of here. I don't care where they come from. They're out of here, okay? So we can't track them. We don't know what they've done in their own country. We don't know anything about them, but you prefer to have them working on your farm rather than an American citizen who, albeit has committed a criminal act, but let's face it, we have a criminal system of justice here. They have paid their debt to society. The criminal justice system has determined that they're okay, that they should be out on probation. These are people with families. Many of them are heads of households. They deserve a chance to work, get back on their feet, and regain their dignity. And I can't believe that you would not want them. I mean, we can track them. We know their mother, their father, their sister, their brother, their children, the children that haven't even been born yet. We know where everybody is. They've been all through the system. We got them fingerprinted, footprinted, lip printed, eye printed. You name it, we got them. So what are you worried about? At the end of the day, we have to bring these people back into society, let them become breadwinners, give them their dignity back, let them have their families, and trust us. Some of them we may still have a problem with, but many of them will do just fine. Okay, so chill out. All right, let's go to North Carolina. Yuck. Listen to this. A Chapel Hill couple is suing and demanding that the town revoke the Interfaith Council for Social Services permit to build a new homeless shelter. It's all playing out at 1315 Martin Luther King Drive, if you know the Chapel Hill area. The plaintiffs own the Dogwood Shopping Center. They also live in a house across the street from the planned men's shelter. They say it's going to take down their property values if they're allowed to build that homeless shelter there. They say the IFC, for its part, it plans to build a new men's 52-bed transitional facility and a 17-cot emergency shelter. Now listen, folks, you can take those homeless people and you can give them a job. They can clean up the grounds, do the planting and all that, whatever they can do. Help them. A lot of those people are homeless because they lost their house to foreclosure and their job. Now come on now, we got to be compassionate and we got to help each other. Stop this, okay? You got to, again, all those jobs that illegal immigrants are doing, give those jobs to homeless people who are citizens who need work. It's a no-brainer. Let's go to Massachusetts. All right, is it censorship? The Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority is not allowing an ad that is critical of Republican Senator Scott Brown to run on its trains. That is the word from environmental group 350.org. That is a California environmental group. It says it was trying to run ads that criticize Republican Scott Brown for voting to cut funding for the Clean Air Act. He voted to do that in April. But it says the Transit Authority decided the ad was too controversial. Is it? Go to my Tumblr page. I will show you the ad. Okay, the ad asked the following question of Brown regarding his vote. The ad says, quote, was it because dirty energy companies and their corporate front groups poured more than $1.9 million into your campaign last year? The ad goes on to say, are you working for people or big polluters? Okay, the votes in question were on a series of amendments that would have weakened the Environmental Protection Agency's ability to use the Clean Air Act to regulate companies' air pollution. And you should know that the Clean Air Act has been the absolute linchpin of our clean air policies for the last 40 years, our nation's environmental policies, so it is very important. All right. Let's go to Los Angeles. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of controversy over a very negative ad against Democratic candidate for Congress Janice Hahn. Janice has been on the city council there in Los Angeles for many, many years. Her brother was the mayor of Los Angeles. Now, the ad features African-American actors. They're posing as gangsters. It also it's terrible. It also features a stripper who has the face of Los Angeles Councilwoman Janice Hahn, the person who's running for Congress. The face is superimposed on the stripper. I mean, it's so disrespectful, so disrespectful. The ad suggests that Hahn is not tough on gangs. It was produced by the conservative and newly formed Political Action Committee, Turn Right USA. How about Turn Wrong USA? It is very derogatory. You can see it also. It's also on my Tumblr page. And the right wing doesn't stop there. From the nation's capital, Representative Steve King, he's a Republican from Iowa, he's offering up an amendment to take money away from African-American farmers. His amendment to the Agriculture Appropriations Bill is going to prohibit the United States Department of Agriculture from paying claims related to charges that the USDA discriminated against black farmers. Now, the claims go back to the mid-1990s. That's how long they've been waiting, when the USDA acknowledged discrimination against black farmers in decisions relating to granting farm loans or other assistance. Excuse me, I would like to ask Scott King if he's going to take away the corporate welfare from all the big farms that he probably just gives his little rubber stamp to. Again, there's the Republicans. Give the money to the rich, take it from the poor and the minorities. No, we're not going to have it. Stand up, America. Stand up. All right. Let's go to the White House. The White House is defending the legality, the cost, and the accomplishments of the U.S. military in Libya, the mission in Libya. The Obama administration says the cost of military and humanitarian operations through June 3rd was slightly more than $700 million, and the White House expects the cost through September 30th will be about $1.1 billion. Now, as you know, the president is being accused of failing to consult with Congress over the military effort in Libya, which, of course, is in North Africa. At first, Representative Dennis Kucinich, who of course is from Ohio, and others accused President Obama of violating the War Powers Resolution by intervening militarily for more than 60 days without seeking the approval of Congress. Later, many of them watered down their accusations and said he was violating the spirit of the War Powers Act. I mean, come on, guys, give me a break here. The White House says U.S. operations are limited to a supporting role in a coalition whose operations, quote, do not involve sustained fighting or active exchanges of fire with hostile forces, nor do they involve the presence of U.S. ground troops, U.S. casualties, or a serious threat thereof, or any significant chance of escalation into a conflict characterized by those factors. Okay, listen to me, Dennis Kucinich. I know you're getting redistricted out probably, and you need to keep your name in the media as much as you can because you're going to move to another state and try to stay in office somewhere, but don't use us and our backs to do that. This is a waste of time. Where are the jobs? Do that job. I don't think Ohio's doing that well that you should be worried about some old silly stuff over here violating the spirit of something. You go and find some jobs for people. We need jobs. All right, finally today, we have such good news because U.S. Representative Gabrielle Giffords is on her way home. She's been released from the hospital in Houston, Texas. You remember she was shot in the head in January during a mass shooting incident in Arizona. She is expected to move into her home in Lead City, Texas, where she will continue her rehabilitation and she will be among her family. We're so happy. We hope she does well. Of course, we're always thinking of her, and we're thinking of you as well. Thank you for joining me. I'm Carol Angela Davis, coming to you via Skype. We thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll also follow me on Twitter, Carol Angela D. Carol Angela D on Twitter. Join me on Facebook, Carol Angela Davis, and of course, go to my Tumblr page. Thanks so much for joining me. See you tomorrow.